Hi, this is Yvonne, and I'm with Nina Olivier here at Lebanon Tourism this morning. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. A little speechless almost this morning, with allergies and all that going
Yes.
on in the area. It's kind
Yes.
of hard. It's kind of hard. But I'm here with Nina here at Tourism, and we're going to talk a little bit about what tourism is and how tourism got started here in Lebanon.
Tourism in Lebanon, of course, it's been around for years and years. The office was started around 2004. So the Tourism Commission has been in existence for about 14 years now.
And as director, what are some of your duties?
Our main duty is we are a marketing agency. So we market Lebanon to people outside of Lebanon to come and visit with the real takeoff of the Bourbon Trail the past few years. Our tourism has really, really expanded over the years since even when I first began, because I began in 2005 in tourism. So,
So you've been with
been around for a while. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, as far as tourism goes, what is some of the things that you enjoy about tourism?
It's a really fun industry. The people that we work with are fun around the state. It's fun because you get to deal with visitors who are on vacation, and usually when you're on vacation, you're in a good mood.
Yeah.
So it's fun. It's fun to deal with. I like the marketing aspect of it. I like doing the ad creation and trying to figure out where to place ads, and we do a lot of website work, brochure design, anything that you can think of that's a marketing aspect we do. Facebook, social media, that's come a lot in the past few years. Our introduction with all of the new social media aspects.
A lot of growth.
Yes.
Now, I know with that, our tourism is growing
is,
here in this
yeah.
area, and I know that you went in with some other people to put together a strategic plan.
Yes, we recently did a strategic plan, our office did, and the reason we did that is because we wanted to have kind of an outsider's perspective of maybe what our office needed to focus on over the next 3 years possibly. So we had an individual who does a consulting business come down, and he did some community forums and different activities throughout the community to see what people were interested in and what he thought that we probably needed to focus on over the next few years. And it helped kind of make us in the office, it's a little easier for us too, because we're not, sometimes we get tossed in all different directions, so that keeps us on a plan.
Yeah.
So a little easier.
Someone else did it.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how did you determine that you needed this, or what conclusions did you make that brought you to this?
We kind of,
plan?
we have a board retreat every year, and he actually, the individual did our board retreat, and it kind of came out of the board retreat that we probably needed a bigger plan, a long-term plan. We did one when the office was first established in 2005. I guess the plan came out actually. But that's been a long time. That's 13 years, and we thought it was kind of time for an update. So
Okay. Now, have you gotten the results back?
we've gotten our plan in, and if anyone wants to view the plan, they can come by the office anytime. I think we published a few articles in the paper about our strategic planning process, but the biggest thing that came out of it was continue focus on our marketing efforts. Marketing's the biggest thing we do in the office. It's the biggest part of our budget, but definitely with the Kentucky Bourbon Trail and our local Kentucky cooperage here, I think we want to focus a lot on those tours and bringing people in from Maker's Mark Distillery to come to Lebanon. And then we also looked at we're struggling for room space here because with only a few hotels here, that was a big issue that came out of their strategic plan, is how we go about possibly expanding that growth in hotel business.
Okay. Any ideas?
There's several things that we can do. We've been fortunate to have some entrepreneurs who have taken on that, and especially with Rosewood has built their cabins and rooms there, and then we've had some local entrepreneurs downtown who've opened up an Airbnb, which has helped us some. We'd like a bigger picture item, like a smaller hotel possibly, but that's going to take some work with lots of different forces in town to come up with that plan, and probably look at doing a study that we can give potential entrepreneurs who would want to build a hotel, why they would need to build one here, and that would be looking at our traffic count and visitors that are coming in, and they would have to look at surrounding areas to see people that are not staying here, if they're staying in surrounding areas, why is that? Do they need suites attached? Do they need rooms for we've looked at we have a really nice park system here that has a lot of sports tournaments. We have our state tournaments coming in this summer, but the issue with ball teams is they need a whole lot of rooms for teams. And we're very fortunate to have the Hampton Inn here, but a lot of those rooms a lot of times are taken up with corporate clients and different things around town. So it's something that we'll look into for sure, I think.
Okay. Now that's just one of the things you guys are going to do, right?
Yes.
Is there anything else you can tell us about?
We talked a lot about our park system and how to continue to grow on that, and maybe to do something. We had a lot of in the community forums, people wanted more family-friendly activities here because we focus a lot on bourbon, but as far as family-friendly activities, we really wanted to look at something that a family could come here and do. So there was some talk about that, and possibly with our park system, maybe doing something with our disc golf course, which isn't as utilized much anymore, that tourism actually put that in years ago, and maybe transforming that into something, and just doing some more events at the park. There was talk of a splash park and things, but all those things cost a lot of money, so it's something that, we do want to do more family-friendly activities here that we can give people that option, but it's something that we're just going to have to do a little more research on. So the strategic plan really came with ideas, and then we have to, in our office, kind of go out and pursue those ideas more. So it kind of gave us with some ideas that community wanted, that our board wanted, and then from there it's our job to go out and look deeper into those.
Okay. Now, is there any timing on these things? Like when you have to get back together to find.
We put some short-term, we put some short-term projects together, which were some smaller projects that we had in the office that we do have a time limit on. The strategic plan, we would like a lot of those things to be wrapped up. I think we said in the next 3 years. So a lot of those bigger projects, we would like to see some kind of growth happen on those in the next 3 years, I think.
Okay. So will you be giving updates throughout the years?
Yeah, we will. Yeah, hopefully, by the end of this year, we'll have some development on some of those, and then see some things happen definitely in the next year or so.
Okay, that sounds great. I know that also you received your economic, your economic impact report.
Yes.
And I know we had one last year.
Yes.
And we talked about that one last year.
Yes.
How did that one compare to the one you received this year?
We were very, very pleased with our economic impact study. This is a study that comes from the state. They take, I don't know how they do the calculations because I'm not a mathematician, but they take numbers from our tourist attractions, restaurants, hotels, and then put our economic impact number together. And this year our number increased by 10.8%, which was the largest increase we've seen in probably 10 years. But our economic impact for Marion County was $19.1 million, I think, which is what tourists spent here in Marion County over the year. So for the local, what that does is that saves you on taxes that you have to pay. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it was for each individual in Marion County, because of tourism, you save a little over $400 on taxes that you're not paying, that it calculates into with their math.
Okay. Now, was that an increase from last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was a huge increase from last year, because last year it was around 16 million, 16 something, and we're at over 19 this year.
Fantastic. Now, to what do you owe that to?
I definitely think the bourbon industry and the Kentucky Cooperage, which has opened their tours to 3 a day now, which expanded over the past year, so that has helped us. But definitely, I think the bourbon industry is our largest reason that we're growing here. With the, Limestone has grown a lot over the past year. They had a big festival this past year. I think people are catching on, with our good relationship that we have with Maker's Mark, to come to Lebanon, maybe instead of sending those tourists always to Bardstown. So.
Wow. Okay, now you've been in tourism here for a while, like you said, since 2006?
5.
2005.
Yep.
I know you've seen a lot of changes.
Yes.
What are some of those changes that you've seen?
As far as our office, the marketing changes has been a big change from where we used to do a lot of print marketing. Now we do a lot of digital. So that's something that we've had to learn, and definitely social media. The changes in what we do on social media and how big of a presence that is for us to get the word out there. A lot of times that's how we get the word out. It's not so much, we're putting ads in a magazine, it's more social media. So I've seen that change as far as our office goes. And then, of course, as we talk about bourbon a lot, but I have seen huge changes with the growth in the tourism industry statewide with the introduction of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
Now, where do you see tourism going?
Um,
It's blowing up, I know.
It is, yeah, and for the state, it's huge. We hope to continue to see it grow. I think eventually, bourbon, it's not going to die out, but, eventually will kind of level off some. But we hope, the numbers that I've seen, they're looking at least 8 more years, they think, of growth probably, and could be more than that. So, we'll continue to help it grow and do things here in Marion County to, not just bourbon, because we like to focus on our adventure tourism here with our lake, Fagan Branch, and our hiking and biking trails. So we're going to look at that. We still have some tour bus groups that want to come down for Civil War history. So, there's lots of things. We don't want to just focus on the bourbon industry, even though that's our largest tourist attraction right now. But there's lots of things that I think we can see here happen in Marion County to grow our tourism.
Okay, and with tourism growth, I mean, it's out there. I know that you've been involved with it for years now. And where would you like to see it go here for Marion County?
Yeah, I would like, obviously we want to see the numbers grow. I would like to see another hotel eventually happen here. We'd like to, always gain more restaurants. It is a struggle sometimes here just because in Marion County we are located. It's great because we're located so close to Louisville and Lexington and some of these other cities, but it's also hard sometimes to recruit some of those larger restaurants, those chain restaurants. So it's great that a lot of local entrepreneurs have stepped up and opened up a lot of local restaurants. And the one good thing for us in tourism is that that's what a lot of tourists want to see, is like the local, restaurants instead of the chain stuff. So, we'd like to continue to see growth in that area. We have, our art center next door, which is very unique to us, and they're growing and growing. We'd like to see more outdoor concerts, things during the summer for not just locals, but, surrounding areas to do back in the back of Angelic Hall. And then Angelic Hall itself is a great venue. So we'd like to see that continue to grow. And we'd like to see expansion at the Kentucky Cooperage eventually. They've done a great job with expanding their tours. We would like to see Saturday tours. I think that would help us out a lot with some Saturday tours.
And for those viewers out there who have ideas about tourism or who'd like to come by or let you know what they're thinking, how can they get in contact with you, and how is that done?
Yeah, they can always, they can call the office. Our number's 270-692-0021, or they can email us. It's info@visitlebanonky.com if you have ideas or suggestions or just questions about tourism. Our doors are open, and you can come by anytime. We're located at Center Square in the second floor of Center Square building. So.
Now, as far as things that you support, I know that you guys support Music Fest.
Yes, we are a big supporter of Kentucky Classic Arts. We give a grant donation to them every year, and then we do a lot of their marketing for them. But Music Fest will be coming up June the 8th and the 9th, so it's a 2-day event this year, which is good for us because anytime we have a multiple-day event, we hope to get people to stay overnight and eat in the restaurants. They have a couple of really big headliners this year. Friday night they have Lincoln Bridge out of Louisville, who was on one of those singing shows. Yes. I can't remember which one it was. But then Saturday night they have the Kentucky Headhunters, which will be headlining Saturday night. And then a lot of local musicians are going to be playing too. So it's going to be a really fun event, and you can get tickets in our office. Or you can call Kentucky Classic Arts to get tickets, and online as well.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much for sharing your information today on Lebanon tourism. I've been here with Nina Olivier here at the tourism director here in Lebanon. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This has been Yvonne McNary with Central Kentucky Television.